should they be? Joining me now from New York, Bloomberg's Cristina Alesci. She reports on the private equity industry, and contributing editor Bill Cohan, the Wall Street veteran and author. Thanks to both of you. And Bill Cohan, let me start with you. Did you ever imagine that the buyout business would become a political hot potato in a presidential race?
Well, it was no doubt about it, Peter, a long putt. On the other hand, if Mitt Romney is going to be the nominee, he is the founder of Bain Capital. He was the leader of Bain Capital for many years, and he brought it into its years of success. So, frankly, it makes a lot of sense. And, it's not just a story about Bain Capital. It's a story about financial engineering in the last 25 years in this country, which is a major story that people need to know about.
So this is totally fair game in your view?
Oh, absolutely fair game. This is long overdue. This should have been done a long time ago, and it's a very healthy and positive debate. That doesn't mean the private equity world is going to enjoy it very much, but I think the people in this country need to understand what financial engineering is all about, how it has made fortunes for people like Mitt Romney, and has cost people their jobs. Many of the people who were in that new film that Newt Gingrich, his PAC, Super PAC, created.
Cristina Alesci, how worried is the private equity industry? You've been reporting at Bloomberg on the pushback to come.
The private equity industry is extremely worried about this election cycle. Particularly, they thought that they had some more time, but the fact that the attacks on private equity are actually coming from the Republicans has advanced and accelerated their concerns, so much so that they're going to launch a new web campaign to fight back. This is not typically something that the private equity industry, which has been generally secret and has tried to stay out of the headlines, has done before.
What do they think is really at risk here? Is it just some headline risk here? They get punished in the papers for a little bit, or they think actually substantive changes might result, given the fact that it's Republicans, a lot of their longtime friends, talking about this stuff now?
Yeah, I mean, with private equity, it always comes down to one thing, and that's money. When you have negative headlines come out about private equity, it makes it extremely difficult for these guys that have to go into clients like pension funds and ask for more money. Pension funds, especially in the United States, are extremely attuned to these issues like job creation and economic stimulus. And they're going to have questions for the marketers that are going in to raise funds. This year is crucial for private equity. They are out trying to raise $10 billion funds, $12 billion funds, and that's just for individual firms alone. So there's a lot of money at stake. Number two, if you remember, Peter, the private equity industry, Congress has tried to increase taxes on it for 3 years now. So anything that can possibly, paint them as not creating jobs, forget about even destroying jobs, but even if you're a net negative, that you have no impact on the economy, it kind of makes it hard to argue that you deserve a tax break.
Bill Cohan, let me ask you, Newt Gingrich is calling on Mitt Romney to basically have a press conference to walk through all of Bain Capital's deals, to explain where those 100,000 plus jobs he claims were created actually did come from. Are we going to see that, and are Americans going to be surprised at what he actually describes the private equity industry being all about?
You know what, Peter, I would bet right now that we will see that. I think that obviously Bain Capital PR machine and Mitt himself has resisted providing this information. But I think, he's made this claim about the net 100,000 jobs. Then they're being very parsimonious about sharing with reporters and journalists and the public and exactly what their deals have been and the nature of the deals, how much money they've made. They're all, of course, contained in these private placement memorandums that they use to go out and raise these funds. So this information exists, and I think before too long, Bain Capital is going to have to release this information to at least put some sort of campaign together to make an argument that Mitt Romney has created net 100,000 jobs. But Peter, I think you know how I feel about this. Mitt Romney, in my view, has created whatever, 40 jobs, 50 jobs, whatever it is, the number of jobs that he created by hiring people from Harvard Business Schools to staff up Bain Capital. That's it. That's what he was CEO of, not these companies.
Bill Cohan, I look forward to talking with you after we see that news conference from Mitt Romney for sure. Cristina Alesci as well. Thanks to both of you for helping us out this evening. And